of the quarterbacks that are available in a lot of leagues, who should we be going to get?
Kirk Cousins, I was surprised. He's available in about 50% of leagues on ESPN, Sleeper, and Yahoo. He's got Carolina this week. That's a great matchup. And we saw him, go for 509 last week. He's not going to do that again, but the matchup's really, really good. And maybe Atlanta's passing game is starting to hit its stride. And then you're going to love this one, but Caleb Williams.
Listen,
he's
gotten better every single week.
He's had 17 plus in 2 of his last 3 games. He's got Jacksonville this week. What defense has given up the most fantasy points to quarterbacks? Oh, by the way, Jacksonville, they're terrible. So Caleb is going to be a guy to pick up. Trevor Lawrence, I don't want to play him this week, but at least he had a good week in week 5. I don't want to play him against the Bears in London. The bye weeks are here. I don't know what to do with Joe Flacco. I guess you should put a claim for him, but I don't know if he's going to play this week. I have no idea. If he plays, it's not particularly a great matchup. The Titans have been really tough on QBs and wide receivers, but he's got that magic, but I don't know if he's going to play.
Running backs. Oh, the number one name here. I can't believe he's only rostered.
Yeah, I know.
I can believe it, actually.
And he's out there. He's out there too, Linz. Look, 9.5% ownership on ESPN, 22 on Yahoo, 31 on Sleeper. ETN, I have shares of him. Bigsby is going to be the most added player, dare I say, this week. I don't know if Devin Singletary is coming back, but if he's not, Tyrone Tracy looked awesome against the Seahawks, so you got to go out and pick him up. These other couple of guys, Linz, Ty Chandler, you should pick him up if you have Aaron Jones, or maybe just to stash him, but the Vikings are off. And so Aaron Jones is probably going to be healthy when the Vikings come back in week 7.
Yeah.
And then Jalen Wright, who looked good. He averaged 6.6 yards per carry when Achane went down. But again, the Dolphins are off. So Achane has got an extra week to recover. Whereas if it was a situation where the Dolphins are playing this week, I'd be like, dude, he's not playing. It's a concussion. They're definitely going to keep him out. Put in a claim for him if I was in a larger league, or if I just wanted to try and insure Achane, but I don't know that I'd really be running to the waiver wire. And then some other guys that should be gone, but check. Trey Sermon should be gone. Alexander Madison should be gone. Antonio Gibson should be gone.
What about wide receivers?
The receivers that are wide will be led by Josh Downs this week.
Josh Downs, who's wide receiver 1 in Indianapolis since he's come back.
Michael Pittman Jr.'s got a really bad matchup this week. Tennessee's defense has been awesome against perimeter receivers. That has a lot to do with Ladarius Sneed too. So that's something that you want to keep tabs on. But Downs may be the better wide receiver again for the Colts. Also, it matters, obviously, if Joe Flacco is starting or not starting, and that's going to be part of the discussion. Jalen Tolbert of my beloveds. And dare I say, Jalen Tolbert's a sleeper this week. Why? Because Detroit. And I don't know what's going on. I have no idea. Dak and CeeDee Lamb seem to be having a little bit of a, what is it called? A piff. They don't seem happy with each other right now.
Okay.
I don't know why. I hope they kiss and make up, because I'm a Cowboys fan and I have lots of CeeDee Lamb shares. And I'm not saying that Dak is going to not throw the ball to CeeDee because they're pissed off at each other or whatever, but Jalen Tolbert is a good wide receiver. I think Jalen Tolbert could have some sleeper value coming up in week 6. Some other wide receivers. Now, these guys are lesser options because some of them are on buys. So, but Alec Pierce, Jordan Whittington, Tutu's off this week too, Tutu at well. So they're not going to help you this week. Michael Wilson is also, he led the Cardinals in receiving yards this past week. They got Green Bay coming up this week. Not a great matchup if Jair Alexander comes back, that is. Demario Douglas also possibly worth a look if you're desperate.
All right, let's talk about some tight ends.
Lindsay Rhodes. There ain't that many to go out and get, my friend. Tucker Kraft has got to be gone. I didn't put him in the article because he's got to be gone. Okay. If he's floating around out there somewhere, Tyler Conklin against the Bills on Monday night, also worth a look. And Cade Otton, who I like. Cade Otton. Now, he didn't have a great game this past week, but his previous 2 games, were better. He's getting a lot of targets. New Orleans has not been great against tight ends. I know Kelsey's on a different level, but Kelsey had a big game against them. There was another tight end who escapes me that had a big game against New Orleans as well. Their defense a little bit banged up. Cade Otton is somebody that will be in my top 10, maybe in my rankings, which you can find on Sports Illustrated probably later today at some point.